Hi all. In this video, I am going to explain you how to deploy a static website using Azure Web App. When I mean a static website, usually the data within the website will be static and it won't get changed actually. That means a static website. When it say dynamic website, the data will be keep on changing. Like usually users keep on adding the data, and that way data will be accessed in that URL. Those things will be happening. For that, we will call it as a dynamic website. But here I will tell you how to deploy a static website. So this is a simple website I am having, which is a demo website, and also I have a requirements.txt file. Generally it's a empty file because it's a simple html file, html css with no proper any packages and flask and all. It is not installed. It's just a plain html css code. But we do need to have a requirements.txt because when you make any deployment in Azure Web App, right, which is actually a PaaS service, so you don't need to make manual installation of any package and all in a web app. But you need to always have a requirements.txt file which Azure Web App will search for it, and whatever we list in the requirements.txt file, those packages will be generally get installed automatically and application will start running. So since this is a static website, we don't have any content within requirements.txt, but we still need to have it. So I just created a empty requirements.txt file. And this is our Azure Web App, Azure portal, and I am just within Azure App Service. And when you just click on this create option, you will see web app, static web app plus database. All these options are available. Generally, when you are creating a static website, right, you can just go with this option. And when you are deploying a dynamic website, you can go with web app or web app plus database, which is generally a backend will be database. All the data will be get stored. But since our application is a static website, we will just choose a static web app here. And we need to choose the resource group whenever we are making a deployment, right, or a new resource are getting created. We just need to configure the subscription we need to choose, and resource group we need to choose it. So I will just create one resource group within this, and I will just give it as demo rg3, and I will just click on OK, and I will give the name as a static web app 01 as the name. And you have a plan of type free tier, standard and dedicated. When you are generally application is website is used by very rare people, right, one or two people is going to access, and it's just like a portfolio or resume, then that time you can go with a free tier application, free tier. And when the usually like we are getting a lot of users are going to access that, even if it's a static also, if you are going to access by multiple peoples, many people are going to access, then it is always good to go with the standard. Generally for the production apps also, they should go with the standard approach. And since it is a demo website, I will just choose a pre-plan here, and we need to choose here where my source code is available. So since my code is within GitHub, I will choose a GitHub as my deployment, and even you have Azure DevOps and other Bitbucket and all, you can connect it. And I will just choose organization and repository as demos, and then main code is within a main branch, and then I will choose a branch name here. And you can just leave all these options by default, which is not required because of static web app. We don't need to configure all these things. And then you can just click on review and create, which will going to create a static web app. And it's just a validating, and once it is validated, you can just click on create, so it will start the deployment. And generally the deployment will take hardly 10 to 15 seconds for the complete setup. So you can see a deployment is in progress, and it will take 10 to 15 seconds to get resources created. Yeah, that is done. Also you can just go to here, and you can just see here So web app is deployed and URL is available here. This is the default URL which Microsoft Azure will give, which will be in the Azure website, Azure Static Apps.net. And you can also see the deployment history and our connected GitHub also. We can see the data here. Just click on it and the website will be up and running. So this is a simple static web app deployment when your content is static and you don't need any database needs to be connected, then you can choose this option and you can deploy in free tier and you can access that website at free of cost. So general like even if you are people from be a engineer background and all, they wanted to host their portfolio or resume, they wanted to have it in a website URL format, then you can just use this Azure web app and you can just create this kind of content and deploy and access it using custom URL. And thanks for watching the video. And